personal question for you to see if you have learned something from this experience and if you see any trends, new trends coming up in luxury travel as of now. Catherine, what do you think?
There is one point I think it's sad, is that we were really on the process of being plastic free, and we were really working super hard to develop RSE. So on one way it's sad because now we see a comeback of plastic for having everything under blister to make sure that people know it was disinfected, and it's what I see in the new process for the COVID-19. So I hope maybe we will find a way to show the client another way that it was disinfected than having a plastic envelope on it.
RSE is CSE in English, Corporate Social Responsibility, CSR.
Yeah, sorry. And so that's something I was thinking of. But on the same time, the good point is that there is a real, people think now more locally regarding the food, to make sure they know where the product comes from, that the product from organic product are more considered. So I think they are both sides. I hope we will have a better word afterwards, but we all have this hope, and but we'll see. What I hope and I think is that people which can't travel for so long will be really super motivated to travel next year, and hopefully before, and maybe this fall already, and then we'll come back strongly and travel extensively. And I hope this for all our industry. And also, of course, we all saw how it's easy to work from home. So I hope our businessmen will still come and travel and visit our hotel, because nothing replaces a big hug and a good dinner together. That's my hope.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Catherine. Nidal, were you able to identify any new trends at the Ritz?
Again, of course, everything is more local, domestic travel, staycations, etc., etc. Probably one thing that we already implemented and tried is the experiences that we can live virtually, engaging our talents and our clients. So this is something we've done already during the lockdown. It worked very well. This means there will be a little transition towards digitalization of the experience. It's more a B2B thing. It will not replace a one-to-one, a personal experience, of course, in the hotel itself. But in the meantime, this is what we've seen in terms of trends during the lockdown. Most of our clients are, of course, in Paris here, usually for the fashion weeks, and now all the brands will be going into virtual fashion weeks. So we have to be also here for them and accompany them into this virtual experience world.
That's very interesting. How do you see your hotel plug into that sort of experience?
So for any brand, it can be Chanel or it can be another brand, they will invite their end clients to experience, for instance, Colin Field, our barman of the iconic Hemingway bar, like explaining a recipe of a cocktail, for instance. He can be at home, he can be in his countryside, in the UK, and he will be able to communicate on this. It can be our chef pastry, François Perret. By the way, on the 10th of June, Netflix is featuring 6 episodes of François Perret when he was last year in a food truck in the US on the West Coast. So he's the star of the moment, the talent of the moment at the Ritz. So people, they want to see him, they want to communicate with him, and it really worked. We did it already with him, and it was perfect. And other talents as well in the hotel.
Okay, so
such experiences can work.
Yeah. Personalities as a trend, attractive. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Isabelle, we are back to you with this question.
Yes, I think from what we have received so far, we are even digging more into the guest experience at the hotel. So it's not a new trend; it's the same trend but reinforced. I believe that from the requests we have received so far, that guests are really looking at personal experiences, authentic experiences outside of the hotel, not only inside of the hotel, but also outdoor activities. As an individual, as a couple, as a family. So we had launched at the reopening of the Lutetia 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years now, some outdoor activities around history in Saint-Germain-des-Prés, around shopping, about food, cheese and wine. And this is really something that is coming back very, very nicely. So people are trying to go outside, they want to visit, they want to experience the neighborhood, they want to live like a local. And I believe that's even more than before. We also see it even more, even stronger for the spa and fitness activities, where we are launching now, we are working and finalizing details of launching some new outdoor activities for all the clients that want to experience a fitness personal trainer. They want to go out of the hotel. So we are very lucky at the Lutetia. We have 3 courtyards inside the hotel, one that is very, very much in the fitness area. So that's something that we were already proposing, but now we are talking about big tours at the Luxembourg Gardens, at the private garden behind the Balenciaga head office, right across from the Bon Marché. So we are really working on getting and being with our guests outside of the hotel, because that's something they want to experience now even more.
That's interesting. Do you see the role of the concierge becoming much more important than it was? Or being more
important, but with a larger spectrum? Yes,
indeed.
Outside, really.
Okay. Thank you, Isabelle. Madeleine, what have you learned during this period with Evok? You're already very much a trendsetter. Have you identified something else?
What we have seen at Evok is that we must separate, the sanitary situation from the economic one. Why? Because in regard to the sanitary situation, I think that we have to learn what we have lived, and I think that we have to be ready to be able, to adapt ourselves to this type of situations in the future, much more fastly, and with all the strong systems we can have, not only hotels, not only agencies, but the countries. In regard to the economical one, what we think is that there will be new markets coming on the near future. This is how we see it. We think that the situation and the 2 years coming, the economical situation in the world will change, and we have to be ready, to welcome new type of cultures, new type of clients, new type of trains, of course. And of course, I completely follow what I have heard in regard to all the persons who are participating. We are engaged in the environment. We really hope, that everything will go on that way, not only in the luxury market, but in the main tourism market. This is how we see it.
Thank you, Madeleine. Nathaniel, how about you at La Réserve?
So, I mean, the first trend that we've seen for the past months of acting opening is last minute booking. So every single day we've seen same day arrivals and sometimes walk-ins during the evening. And we haven't seen walk-ins for the past
hotel stays.
At the hotel.
Exactly. For hotel stays. Interesting.
Hotel stay. And literally every day we have at least 3 to 5 rooms booked for same day arrival. So this is quite impressive. And for the trend, I think we all miss traveling. I think we will all be more cautious on where we go. I mean, at least for the next year or so. As Catherine was saying, definitely somewhere ecological, the organic part of it, the how we select the destination and the hotel. Now, what we've prized at La Réserve for the past 5 years, at La Réserve in Paris, but for the past 20 years, I mean, the vision of Michel Rébier when he opened, if we can mention Ramatuelle and even the apartments, it was also that notion and that of privacy, of very exclusive properties, small, and that's the trend of the trend of today, and what people will look for tomorrow. Smaller boutique properties where you feel confident and reassured. Now, I mean, we know that yes, Zoom is great, but I think we are all tired of it already. And the good thing is that French business people and companies will understand that working from home is a great thing and is a great tool, which was definitely missing in France. So we will continue the Zoom. I think for our industry, it will be very interesting to see how we are giving the training on the product. We can keep traveling, we can keep seeing people, and as Catherine was saying, that we definitely miss a bisou dinner and then facing each other. But we can keep on training our partners, giving the details, the insight. As Isabelle was saying, the concierge activities, the concierge preferences. We can keep training them more regularly on Zoom, but we will definitely keep visiting them, because the Zoom, we need to keep physical distancing, but not social distancing. And that's very important. So we need to see each other again, keeping a distance, but definitely seeing each other again.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Martin, is there maybe a global trends vision from Hyatt or from you personally in Paris?
I mean, one of the global trends I have noticed will be that everywhere in the world, every hotel will run on very low occupancy, at least for 2020 and 2021. So I don't want to sound negative, but Paris has been impacted in the past, but this is something that we have never experienced, and nobody can say where we will stand in next year or 2022. So we have to wait on, of course, with this occupancy trend. For Paris, it's unusual, but for our luxury world, it's more unusual, I would say. So we need to wait until how it will react. But it gives us opportunity, of course, to reinvent ourselves. We want to care for our clients, we want to care for our staff, we want to care for owners, for everyone. So I think this will be the guideline for us with Hyatt heading towards 2020 and 2021. So we will offer, of course, personalized service, but not only, of course, for the guests, but for the whole community. Paris is very dependent on Congress. Paris is very dependent on touristic arrivals. Paris is very dependent on corporates. We don't have strong signals at the moment of a global new trends for the coming back of those clientele. We can say that most of the Congress now for 2020 are completely cancelled and moved to 2021. So we will need to find a new clientele, just like my colleague at Evok Hotel said. So there will be trends. They are still in the shadow for the moment, I would say. It's still not clear of where we're heading, but one thing's for sure, it's that we will make sure that our clients and our staff and our owners are well taken care of during this crisis.
Thank you, Martin.